You're listening to the audio production of The Reason for Church, Why the Body of Christ Still Matters in an Age of Anxiety, Division, and Radical Individualism by Brad Edwards, published by Zondervan and read by Mark Smeby. A note before we begin, don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider. It contains reflection questions and will be referred to throughout as the enhancement. For Christ's bride, whose goodness and beauty made writing this book worthwhile. For my Hannah, whose love and sacrifice made writing this book possible. Foreword by Michael Keller. When I was involved in college ministry in New York City, many students would say, "I don't believe in any religion or that anyone possesses the truth." When I felt a bit snarky, I'd respond, "Except for that statement, right?" Others would claim that the goal in life is to follow your heart. And I would counter, "What about that kid who used to beat you up in school? They were being pretty true to themselves." They'd reply, "No, they weren't, because they were harming others. You're free to do as you wish, as long as you do no harm." But who defines what is harmful? These phrases are not just harmless mantras, they are cultural narratives. In today's culture, which Charles Taylor refers to as a secular age, many of our most common narratives push us toward radical individualism, leaving us feeling empty, lonely, burned out, and searching for a sense of belonging. Brad Edwards has written a terrific and well-resourced book that helps us see that the real solution to our deepest longings for meaning and significance is not found in turning further inward or liberating ourselves, but rather in devoting ourselves to a redemptive community, the local church. It is a brave but crucial endeavor to convince those suspicious of authority, glued to their phones and seeking comfort anywhere else, that the solution to our ailments lies in an institution they've already dismissed as irrelevant. To do so, we have to critically examine individualism's defeater beliefs, which prevent us from grasping a true and better identity, formation, narrative, belonging, and purpose found within the church. For example, we crave the absence of all constraints, allowing us to forge our own paths. Brad argues that while we are blazing our own futures without any obligations to others or communal ties, we are not truly free, but rather in bondage to ourselves. Our society rightly condemns the abuse of power, but struggles with its right use. In a time when it seems that every public act is a performative power play, of course, we distrust all authority figures and shy away from discussion and engagement. Even for Christians, our culture's individualistic narrative about identity as something to be discovered and achieved and expressed is more influential than we think. It creates a subtly consumeristic mindset that sees church more as a service provider than as a spiritual family. I could go on. However we try to elevate our personal experience of identity, it is a counterproductive and fragile project that makes us crave validation, increases anxiety and uncertainty, and ultimately hinders our growth in community. And as Brad notes, the most heartbreaking part is that withdrawal most often comes on the cusp of transformation. We can't avoid dying to ourselves anymore. Page 41. After Brad carefully deconstructs these and other defeater narratives and acknowledges the valid human longings they represent, he doesn't stop at mere critique. He emphasizes that these narratives resonate with us because we are shaped by stories. The solution to our problems lies not in seeking more autonomy or self-discovery, but in placing ourselves within the larger story of redemption. All other stories are incomplete, but inside the local church, we come together to remember and embody this narrative. We don't have to achieve our identity or
Sample complete. Ready to continue?